What's up YouTube, TenTon here, and today we will be discussing the next time on Death Battle between Ben 10 and Green Lantern. But before we get to that, let us discuss the last time on Death Battle. Now, when it comes to Wario versus King Dedede, I was right again. I predicted King Dedede scaled to Kirby. I predicted that King Dedede ultimately had everything going in his favor in terms of raw stats. I predicted that I was correct to acknowledge the hypnosis, because they did put it in the video. It was one of the sidebars. However, it didn't really matter, and I didn't really take that into consideration, so I guess I was wrong. I also did mess up with Wario's intelligence, as Death Battle stated he wasn't as smart as I initially thought he was. Though overall, I think I did a pretty good job of that prediction. I'm right again, meaning I'm going flawless so far this season, except for like the Mega Man Battle Royale, but I had to predict 5 characters in a row, and I got 4 out of 5 of their placements right. So all I can say is, for all the single, like 1v1 fights this season, I've been right for every episode. Let's see if we can keep this crap going. But anyway, I love the fight, I love the animation, I love Dedede and Wario's expression, I love that it was a longer fight. I love the analysis, and I like what they did with Dedede trying to explain some of the more non-consistent Kirby lore. Because the Kirby lore of the series, and even with the TV show, it doesn't really explain why Dedede hates Kirby in the games all that much. But the way they expressed it, I really enjoyed. And all the random stuff about Wario that I was unaware of was really nice to see and learn about. And I was right about the metal cap and the star being part of the video, so that was cool. But anyway, on to the next time. And this next time means the world to me. I've wanted Ben 10 in this show forever. I've wanted Ben ever since Season 2. Because Season 2 is when I really started looking at episodes and like concepts I wanted for the show. And Ben 10 was always one of those characters. Though I always thought he'd fight Beast Boy. And while I know that's not a fair fight at all, like Beast Boy loses that pretty, like definitely, it was still a fight I really was interested in. And even if Ben has a stomp victory, it's still a victory, and I would still want to see Ben in the show. Green Lantern's the same way. I played Injustice 1 and 2, and that's where I really got to know the character. I watched like the Green Lantern show as a kid. I've seen clips of that terrible movie that happened a few years ago, and of course I watched Justice League Unlimited as a kid and all that. So I have history with Green Lantern, but I have a bigger history with Ben because I've watched all 4 of his series when they were airing. I watched the original, I watched Alien Force, I watched Ultimate Alien, and I watched Omniverse. And let me just say, Omniverse is actually kind of good, honestly. People diss that show way too much. It's actually kind of decent, and I really enjoyed watching it, honestly. I know it has its flaws, it does, and the writers, when they have a chance to make a joke, will probably make the joke over taking something seriously, and that is really annoying. But besides that, the show is still really enjoyable, and I really like Omniverse, honestly. But that's besides the point. When it comes to this fight, it ultimately comes down to a few things for me. One, Lantern has fought people like Superman before, and Wonder Woman and all that crap. So Lantern is probably physically superior to most of Ben's aliens, as far as I'm aware. But there's that big black and white thing in the middle of the room that we have to address, and that's Alien X. Because Alien X, if you are not aware, is Ben's most powerful alien. Alien X is what I would call stupid plot armor. Alien X is dumb. Alien X is really stupid. What Alien X essentially is a backup plan. We need to get out of this this plot hole. We need to fix this writing problem. We need to get Ben out of this stupidly deadly situation, and that we've written ourselves into a corner. Alien X is like, okay, I'll do it. Just snap my fingers. Thanos time. Let's go. On one occasion, Ben's trying to stop the Annihilarg from exploding. It's like a bomb that will, if it blows up, it'll destroy the universe or something. He can't stop it. It detonates. And it destroys the entire universe, except for Ben, because he's in Alien X at the time, and Alien X just can survive a universe-destroying bomb. Okay. And then Ben recreates the entire universe. Like in a second. Just snapping his fingers. Boom, universe is back. I did it. Woohoo, go me. And Alien X's only real flaw in the show is that Ben needs to like discuss with Alien X's other 2 personalities to get them to agree to do something. And that is a flaw, But that flaw was taken away in Omniverse. In the episode where Ben essentially goes on trial for recreating the universe because the other people of like Alien X's race, like they like don't like that because there's apparently a law with universe conservation or some crap that I'm unaware of because I can't really remember that episode. But anyway, Ben fights another celestial sapien, which is Alien X's race, and beats him. And the two other personalities in his head essentially give him master control of Alien X by the end of the episode. And in a later episode in the series, Ben just casually uses it to stop all his friends from fighting it and then has them beat each other up. Because some of them were brainwashed at the time, long story. But Ben can casually use Alien X to whatever extent he wants. And Ben with the Omnitrix has a bunch of like cheat codes he knows for the watch. Like he can make it self-destruct if he wants. He knows the life form lock, which will permanently, it'll lock Ben's DNA to whatever alien he's currently transformed into. Like he did it for the Arcturgian DNA, or whatever the frog species is in the show, when they conquered Earth so he could stay undetected and just be one of their species for a while. And he's done it with Gravitac as well, I've heard, though I'm not 100% on that. But anyway, the life form lock will lock his species in the Omnitrix. It'll lock his DNA. He won't be able to detransform for as long as he chooses to. And Alien X has shown before that he can just like say like, yeah, Omnitrix, you want a timeout? No, you're not going to do it. I'm here as long as I want to be here. Alien X he can just pretty much ignore the timer if he wants to, because he's just busted. And Lantern's ring, it's cool. It can do a lot of stuff. It can like stop Superman sometimes. That's cool. Alien X is essentially omnipotent. So does it really matter? Alien X can just Thanos snap him into dust, and it doesn't matter. Like, I have an argument to where Green Lantern could probably beat all of Ben's other aliens. To a certain extent. There might be some other random ones in the Omnitrix we're not aware of, but as far as we know now, Ben has used roughly 60 aliens over the course of all 4 series. And there are a few that some of his future selves have, because he sees his future self 3 times in the show. Ben 10 continuity is weird. But Ben has shown to be able to use at least 60 of those aliens whenever he wants, and Alien X is one of them. And Alien X is really busted, and I don't think Lantern could handle that. Plus, there's the major issue that in the finale of Omniverse, pretty much the last episode of the original series, Ben and his partner Rook are trying to stop Maltruant from pretty much destroying like the universe, or creating the universe in his own image, or some crap like that. I can't remember the plot. And Ben, as Maltruant's dropping the bomb that's comparable to the Big Bang, Ben jumps out of the ship and detransforms into human. And the bomb explodes. And he doesn't die. Ben later on explains that he always thought the Omnitrix had a failsafe system in case he died. Turns out, it was right, and it activated the moment the Big Bang happened. What does that mean? It essentially means the Omnitrix, in like a millisecond, recreated a body for Ben to have, immediately transformed him into the correct alien, and as feedback, one of Ben's personal favorite alien, absorbed and held the power of a Big Bang in his hands and fired it into the bad guy's chest and blew him up. Feedback can absorb the power of the Big Bang, something comparable to the Big Bang. Lantern's screwed. I don't know if there's anything in the comics he has that could deal with that, but like, could feedback like absorb Green Lantern energy? Because I know the ring has a battery life, so Lantern can't keep fighting forever. And Ben does know cheat codes on the Omnitrix to keep him permanently locked as Alien X. And even then, I don't think he would need that long as Alien X to kill Lantern, because I feel Lantern could beat all of Ben's other aliens, like maybe not way big, and maybe a few specific ones, like maybe Atomics, but like, I know for a fact Alien X could probably beat Lantern, unless Lantern has something stupid in the comics, but I don't think he has anything that can beat Alien X. Because, like, nothing in the show has ever been able to stop Alien X, like, that's why Ben's only used him, like, a handful of times. Alien X is essentially just like, hey man, want to do something cool to just show how broken this character is? Sure, let's do it. That's what Alien X is. And Ben's other aliens he could probably use to weaken Lantern. and then just turn into Alien X and be like, hey Lantern, you want to not exist? I'm just gonna snap my fingers. You're dead, man. It's been fun. So in conclusion, I am putting all my money on Ben. This is the most confident I have been of any prediction. So, I'm probably wrong, but I feel confident in this one. And because I've watched Ben 10, I know these feats. And if Ben can't die, and the Omnitrix will, because the Omnitrix kind of has a mind of its own, and it will force Ben to use certain aliens because it knows that alien is a specific solution to the problem. In one episode, Ben really didn't want to use Ghost Freak in Omniverse because Ben has always been scared of the transformation because it controlled him once and he never liked Ghost Freak. But the Omnitrix literally made every option on the wheel Ghost Freak, telling him, you're clicking Ghost Freak or you're not clicking nothing. And he used Ghost Freak. And it was the Watch's way of telling him, no, you can use Ghost Freak now, you're not going to go out of control, you can use him, and Ghost Freak is the solution to deal with the problem. So if the Omnitrix can do that, and it could just give Ben whichever alien will be the most useful situation, not to mention the fact that Ben's aliens are the prime of the species, the aliens Ben turns into are at their maximum potential as of what the species is capable of, which is interesting to talk about. A good example of this is Four Arms, actually. Four Arms is of a species called the Tetraman. The Tetraman are generally pretty strong creatures. However, when it comes to species, generally speaking, female Tetramans are almost always stronger than their male counterparts. Ben is the exception to the rule, as Four Arms is stronger than the strongest female Tetraman. Four Arms is the maximum potential of what the species is capable of. And of course, if Ben still had the Ultra Matrix, which was a different version of the Omnitrix that lets him upgrade his aliens even further, he could make an Ultimate Four Arms, which would be even superior, but he doesn't have that feature anymore, because that Omnitrix was taken away by Azimuth when he got a better one. Venting Continuity, long story, good show, go watch it. Anyway, in conclusion, I think Ben's gonna win. I think Ben's gonna win, pretty easily, honestly. If you can just go Alien X from the beginning and Lantern's just kind of screwed. And keep in mind, this is coming from a guy who's also wanted Lantern on this show forever. But I wanted them both in this show for so long, but I didn't want them fighting each other because I knew I'd have to pick between my favorites. And I like Green Lantern a lot, but I like Ben more, objectively. And if I have to pick between the two, I kind of have to go with Ben, because there's obviously the fact that Alien X exists. There's obviously the fact I have more history with the character. And there's obviously the fact that I just don't see a way for Lantern to win. I mean, unless he's just dealt with omnipotent beings before or some crap, which I'm not aware of that he has, at least nothing to the extent where he could beat Alien X. And I just think Lantern's kind of screwed. This legitimately might be DC's first loss to a non-Marvel character. Because if you look at DC's history in Death Battle, they've only ever lost to Marvel characters. This might be the first exception to that. This might be the exception to the rule, because I can't see a way for Lantern to beat Ben. I honestly can't. But anyway, what do you guys think? Who do you think's going to win this Death Battle? Are you putting your money on Ben? Are you putting your money on Lantern? Leave it in the comments below. This has been TenTon. Peace.